Hello, friends. Darshana Avila here, your guide for all things erotic wholeness. As always, I am delighted to be chatting with you about touch and sexuality, intimacy, creativity, eroticism, relationships, all the things that we enjoy to really help our lives be as fulfilling and satisfying as possible. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I love to update here regularly, and I love to hear from you about how the information I'm sharing lands. So I want to emphasize a point here that maybe you know, and maybe you've never really articulated for yourself, which is that all touch is not created equal. And we know this. We know this because we've had experiences where somebody puts their hands on our body, and even if it's someone that we like, and even if it's somebody that we think we really want to be in connection with, it just falls flat, or maybe it even provokes like aversion, and we're like, no. And then other touch comes toward us, and we melt and we soften open, and there's a sense of ease and trust and joy and pleasure and all that goodness that we're going for. So generally speaking, there are some pointers that you can follow that are going to help to make sure that the touch that you are giving to another person really feels good. And I'm going to speak from that perspective, the one who is giving touch, the one who is doing it to another person. But you can be listening to this from the standpoint of the giver or the receiver and just adjust accordingly in your exchanges. So some things that I know to be true, having had my hands on thousands and thousands of bodies over the years at this point. We want to start our touch in a way that is slow, maybe even still, and has a heaviness to it. When we come in with something light and moving, that's really stimulating to our nervous system. And we want to actually begin with something that's more grounding. So I love to introduce touch on the shoulders, the thighs, somebody's back. And I don't do a whole lot of moving at first. And then when moving does begin to happen, you want to have a pretty medium to heavy weight and pressure through your hands. Long stroking touches that move slowly and have pressure, again, grounding, settling for the nervous system. It signals safety. It lets the person receiving the touch begin to really acclimate to the fact that, okay, this touch is happening. Now, if let's say you're giving your lover a sensual massage, you don't want it to come across as just like the same old same as a therapeutic massage. So how do you then start to introduce things that differ? That slow, steady, heavier touch, you begin to intersperse it with a touch that is lighter. I love using my fingernails or just lightly using the palm of my hand to graze. You can also use the whole surface of your forearm, making more contact with your lover as you are moving around their body. And light touch interspersed with firmer touch, that layered effect starts to wake something up that is different than just your regular relaxed tune-out massage. Now is where we start to invite little bits of arousal to spark, to come online, and we get to follow our partner as they begin to ride those waves, introducing light touch that moves across their face, their neck, their chests, their breasts, without focusing in, for instance, right on the breasts or right on the genitals, but including them in touch that is moving and fluid is another way to, again, it's inviting in more sexuality, it's inviting in a little more excitation, but we don't always have to go straight for an emphasis on those parts of the body that are the known erogenous zones. Including them helps to create relaxation. It normalizes the wider scope of sensual exchange that's going on here. It invites eroticism to be more expansive than sexuality alone. And of course, it's fine if and as you do want to focus in on the known erogenous zones, if and as you want to give a lot of breast and chest stimulation, nipple play, be with the genitals, be with the ass. That's great to do. But again, moving out away from those areas and coming back in tends to really be enjoyable, just like layering together touch that is firmer and touch that is lighter can really create an experience that helps to keep the person receiving the touch kind of on that edge of stimulation. Like they're not dropping totally into relaxation and just zoning out, but they stay with a relaxed baseline that the arousal gets to grow from. Give this a try. I really invite you to experiment with it. And it's okay if it takes a little time to kind of get used to it, find your own rhythm. Not everybody has spent decades touching bodies. I realize that my vantage point is unique, and yet these are skills that you can cultivate. So all it takes is a little willingness to be curious, to be creative, to be consistent about it, to take it on as a practice. And I'm so eager to hear how that goes from you. Please feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. And I am wishing you such delicious and joyful explorations, and I will see you here soon. Take care.